Um, so now that we know a little bit about what glaciers are, I want to know what will happen when glaciers like move across the earth, because we saw that they can sometimes slide downhill. So I have a model of a glacier here. It's a pretty good model because it's ice and glaciers are made of ice, but obviously my model is a lot smaller than a real glacier. I'm going to slide this along in a box of sand. Here's my box of sand. Try not to spill it. And I'm going to slide this glacier along because we know they can slide downhill and they would be sliding on top of soil. Mine is just sand, but a sediment, so it's similar. And so we'll see after I slide it along here what it looks like. Ew, that glacier got a lot of sand and sediment stuck to it. So as that glacier continues to move downhill, it's going to take that sand and sediment with it. And actually, glaciers are so big. This is just a small model of a glacier, but real glaciers are so big that they don't just get sand and soil stuck on them. They can actually get whole rocks. Sometimes even big boulders can get stuck in the ice. And so it can actually take a lot of stuff along with it. I'm going to take this glacier, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on a hill overnight. So I'm going to take a pan and set it up so that it's propped up like a hill, and I'm going to just put this glacier on top of the pan and leave it there overnight. And you're going to, in the meantime, answer a couple of questions, and when you come back for the next video, you'll see what happens after this glacier melts overnight. Now we're going to get to see what happened with our glacier last night. So I'm going to move this over here so you can see. So this is on a hill. If you look at it from the side, you can see that it's leaning up. And this is where the glacier was. It started right here. That chunk of ice started right there. And then what you can see is that overnight, obviously the ice disappeared, and we see down here is some water. So the ice melted and it did form a lake. And then the other thing you notice is that it left behind a whole bunch of sand and gravel. And if this was a real glacier, it would be big. There might be actually big boulders as well. And that actually is true. When the glaciers at the end of the Ice Age started melting, they would leave a pathway of sand as they were melting. And we would sometimes see these like pathways of sand. Actually, Cape Cod is mostly sand, and that was formed by a glacier melting. The glacier had lots of sand stuck in it. It melted in that spot and dumped all the sand. And that's Cape Cod and why it's so sandy.